We'll gather around.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we have May's edition of Resin Molds Box, and up first, I'm super excited about this one, guys. This has some really cool stuff on it. So first things first, we have the Mama Wreath Hoop mold, which is super cute. I'm pretty excited about that. The next one that we have is the bonus mold, and it is an ornate honeybee filigree mold. Absolutely gorgeous. All the details in there. Can you imagine what you could do with some gorgeous chameleon powders? I mean, how beautiful would that be? And then we have the splooting cow jewelry tray. So all of you cow lovers out there, that one is for you. Next up, we have the pineapple storage jar, which is beautiful. And I'm not going to lie, when I made this, I forgot it was a pineapple, but it's fine. It'll be fine. Then we have the heart gift box, which comes with a cute little lid. Absolutely adorable. Then we have the big love heart silicone trinket tray, which we're going to make today. We also have the rose embossed oval trinket tray, which I'm super excited to do, and we are going to make that one in today's video as well. And then last but not least, we have the clothing rack earring display. Now this is one of the ones that you will pour the pieces separately and then put it all together, and you can hang your earrings from the little hangers, which is super cute. She also included some tweezers, some gold flakes, copper flakes, and then you get some dried flowers as well. I absolutely love the thought that is put into each one of these boxes. Just the different variety of molds that you get, along with the little inclusions and all of the things, just really makes it a nice experience. And then the leaflet too that gives you the different molds, how much they hold, all of the things. So what we're going to do today is we are going to try out some new chameleon powders that I'm trying. I'm not going to list them yet because I want to try them out and see if they're any good before I start recommending them to you guys. So I bought a bunch of different samples of some different colors. I want to try and see if we can find something that is close to the Tiny Turner for those of us in the United States who, you know, it's just really expensive for us to import them. So I'm hoping I can find something very similar around here and then let you guys know. So I'm going to be trying out a bunch of different ones, a bunch of different, just all kinds of stuff here in the future, just to see what I can come up with so that I can let you guys know of a good alternative. So first things first, I'm using a combination of two different chameleons in this one. I'm using a little bit of flakes, just kind of haphazardly putting them in there just for a little different, just a different look, right? And then I'm going in with a purple chameleon powder. Now, I've never used any of these before, so I'm not entirely sure how they're going to work, what they're going to look like. And honestly, it's been quite a while since I've ordered them, so I don't even really know necessarily what the shift is. I just from the looks of it, purple, blue, maybe some green and gold in there, but we're going to find out together. Now, my thought for this one is I have a car show that I was asked to be a vendor at coming up in a couple of months. So I thought that I want to make some pieces geared towards like the car heads that are out there that are going to be going to these shows. So I've got the heart mold. I thought it would be really cute to put an old-timey type car on it and have it just this beautiful, you know, trinket tray with these beautiful shifting chameleon powders around the edge of the heart with the UV DTF sticker of an old purple car inside. I think would be super cool. Now, this one I'm doing in a combination of a couple different greens, and then it looks kind of like an orange peachy type, Same deal, gonna go between a chameleon powder and a chameleon flake for the actual flower part, just to see how it works out. Now, here's the thing. This one, I love the mold. I think the mold is gorgeous. I I made some decisions on this that I wish I hadn't made, because it's not so gorgeous once I'm done with it, unfortunately. But the colors of these chameleon powders are beautiful. At least right now. I mean, look at that peachy color just go on there. Oh, that's great. If it turns out anything like what it looks like now, I think we may have found something good. Now it just all depends on how vibrant and how intense they are, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, up until this point, I did okay with this, right? It's from this point forward, well, not quite this point. I decided that, so a couple things happened. I was cleaning up around the outside of the edge of the rose, right? The stem and the flowers. And I should have been smart, and I should have did the alcohol trick with the chameleon powders and put it on that way, because it is a raised surface, right? And because of the way it's going to be when you demold it, you need to make sure you get all the edges along the bottom. So I did it dry instead. That was my mistake, I think, on that. Well, part of it, because when I went to clean it off, I couldn't get in close enough to the edge without taking it off of the side of the piece, right? So I was worried because I had a little bit of color that was bleeding onto the actual flat part of the mold, that it was just going to look bad. And then I did the edges, the top part of the tray, which would have been fine, right? But I decided that I was going to do the same thing I did with the heart, where it more kind of naturally and organically just went into the places that it did on the around the edges of it, and that looks fine. But I tried to force it on this oval tray, and it didn't work. It didn't work because it didn't happen naturally like I wanted it to. Like I wanted it to look like it was just kind of sort of fading from the edge of the tray towards the center, just a graduation. But I was trying to clean it off certain places, like around the flower, because I didn't want the entirety of around the flower covered. And then as I was wiping that off, then it just looked too straight and not just smooth transition wise. And so then I tried to add more, and then it just, how when you dab your brush on it and then you dab it directly onto the mold, it kind of just sticks there like that. Especially if you're not using a lot, which I'm not, because I wasn't trying to waste what I had, and I'm not trying to make a lot of it go on there. I just wanted a little bit around the edge. Well, I just completely just botched that altogether. So anyway, let's get back to what I'm doing. I mixed up a bunch of Bond Craftor epoxy resin for this. I'm using some black mica powder. Again, I'm just trying another brand. I'm not going to put that out there right yet until I know that it's good and it's something that I would recommend for you to use as another alternative. But we're just going to wait and see, like I said. We're also going to make up the pineapple. Now, I forgot it was a pineapple when I was doing this. I thought it was a flower on top of the lid of the mold. So I was like, "Ooh, I really like this blue with this kind of gold flecks in there. So I'm going to use this." So I made up extra resin so that I can make this, right? And then when I was demolding it, I was like, this kind of looks like a pineapple. And I looked at the paper. I was like, oh, yeah, so it is a pineapple. So we've got a blue pineapple, which, it's fine. It'll be fine. Everybody wants a blue pineapple, right? Or, yeah, it's all good. Anyway, So we're just going to slowly fill this up and let it do its thing. Now, I didn't make up quite enough resin for all of this. I had made a bunch, poured some in the cup separate so that I could do the blue, and mixed up the black, and I didn't have enough of either, so we're gonna have to make more up just to finish topping off all of the molds. Now, on to the heart. I didn't have enough space on my Resiners curing machine for all of the pieces. So we're just going to do the heart in here along with the top of the pineapple lid, and the other two pieces I've got setting off to the side in my other curing area. I am not going to come back. I'm going to do the resin and finish filling these up, but I'm not going to come back for that because it's just me mixing more resin and pouring it like you've already seen it. So we're going to finish filling up the blue for as much as what I've got left here. And then I'm just going to mix up more. Now, when I add a little bit more that I need to the lid, I'm not mixing more blue into it. I'm just going to pour it clear. It'll be fine. There's enough color in there that if I just pour it down the middle, we shouldn't have an issue with it at all. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Now, because of the way that this mold is with the lid and how you have that lip underneath, you do want to make sure that you're getting some type of tool up under there to move any pesky bubbles that want to get trapped under there up and out. You can see through it pretty well. The only issue that I had with it is because of the gold flecks that are in that particular mica powder. I was seeing them and I couldn't tell if it was the gold or if it was an air bubble that I was just missing, but it's fine. For just a normal whatever, you can see and tell, no problem whatsoever. Okay, so this is the next day. It is time to demold all of these pieces and see how they turned out. Now, the bottom, absolutely stunning. Do you see all the gold flakes that are in that mica powder? Really, really beautiful. It's almost like it's not a glitter. I don't think. I feel like, you know how eye candy has that Aria gold that's kind of like a super sparkle? I feel like it's something very similar to that, but a bigger flake than what that Aria gold is. That's just my guessing. I'm not 100% sure. This is about the time when I put it together and I'm like, okay, well, that's not quite the flower that I thought that it was, and it looks like a pineapple. So yeah, there's that. But it's a pretty blue pineapple. It's fine. It'll be fine. I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous though, honestly. Like it doesn't even need anything done to it at all, in my opinion, aside from a little bit of using the deburring tool around the bottom and just the sharp edge along the top of the lid, just to get that gone so that nobody cuts themselves. This, on the other hand, oh, this. So I'm super disappointed in it just entirely. Uh the chameleon powder itself, the green is really pretty. The orangey color isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. Now, maybe with a white background, we could get more of that peachy look. I don't know. But I don't like how I did the transition from the side into the middle. It just looks like a mess. This, on the other hand, I think turned out really nice. Now, it kind of looks ish messy now, but it's fine. I did have a little bit of overpour. The two purples are absolutely beautiful. I love them. But once you put this UV-DTF transfer on here of this car, it completely changes the entire look of it. And I think it looks super, super cool. So I am super happy with how this is looking now. We are going to mix up a little bit of Bond Craftor tabletop epoxy just to seal this in. Do you need to seal it in? I mean, they're made so that they don't come off technically. However, if I'm selling a piece or I'm gifting it to someone or whatever the case may be, I would want to seal it in just because, you know, if you're throwing, say, maybe your keys or jewelry or whatever into it, over time, I would think that it would eventually wear and just not look the greatest. So I would definitely seal it in just as a precautionary type deal. Do you need to? Probably not. But again, like I said, just to be on the safe side. Now, I did mix up a little bit of Bond Crafter's tabletop epoxy, and we're going to go at this a little bit slow. I don't want to pour too much in. It's not like a super crazy deep tray that you have a lot of room to spare, right? So you really just want the bare minimum just to cover the bottom of that without getting any fish eyes. So enough that you're not going to get fish eyes or it's going to pull away from the edges once it starts to cure and as it pulls in as it cures, but not so much that you're losing the tray portion of it, because then it kind of makes it pointless. I think it turned out really, really cute. We're just going to let this do its thing, dry. I'm not going to come back just to show it to you. You'll see it in the glamour shots at the end. I love all of the molds that are in this month's box, and I can't wait to see what's in store for us for June. Let me know, those of you that are stateside, if you are interested in me continuing to find something that is similar to the Tiny Turner. Obviously not the same. Import prices and all that stuff are just astronomical and nobody can afford that. But if you're interested, let me know and I will continue my search for that. Anyway, that is a wrap on this one, guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will see you on Wednesday in the next one. Love ya. Bye.
Blue elephant is strong. Together we belong. In every comment right, you lift me to new heights. Your support, it's clear, gives me reason to cheer.